Welcome back, collectors and coin lovers from around the world. You're watching JF Coin, your ultimate destination for all things rare, valuable, and historic in the world of numismatics. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating, overlooked, and surprisingly valuable coins in American history, the 1966 Liberty Quarter Dollar. Yes, you heard that right, the quarter that many people still treat like spare change in their pockets could potentially be worth a fortune today. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who came across an old quarter and wondered if it's worth keeping, you're in the right place. Stick with me, because the story behind this coin is full of hidden treasures, minting mysteries, and jaw-dropping market values. Some versions of this coin are fetching current prices upwards of $779,334, and that is not a typo. So let's dive into the journey of the 1966 Liberty Quarter Dollar, where it began, why it's special, and how you might just be sitting on a goldmine. Let's start with the history. The year is 1966, the United States is in the midst of cultural revolution, the Vietnam War is ongoing, and Americans are shifting from silver to clad coinage. Just 1 year earlier, in 1965, the U.S. Mint made the bold decision to remove silver from most circulating coins due to the rising value of silver and the costs of minting. This is what makes the 1966 Liberty Quarter stand out. It was the second year of the U.S. Mint's transition from 90% silver to the copper-nickel clad composition we know today. But what collectors don't often realize is that this transition was chaotic, mistakes happened, experimental strikings were made, and several rare variations of the 1966 quarter slipped into circulation unnoticed. The 1966 quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which means there's no mint mark on the coin. But do not be fooled, that doesn't mean it's common. In fact, some of the most valuable coin errors and varieties in the quarter series come from this very year. Let's talk errors, and this is where things get exciting. If you have a 1966 quarter with a double die obverse, that is, doubling visible on Liberty's face, the motto, or the date, then you might be holding a highly sought-after piece. Some of these error coins have been sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars at auction. One particular double die variety was estimated to fetch over $8,000 depending on its condition, but that's not all. There are also known examples of off-center strikes, where the quarter design is visibly shifted from the center. These minting errors are rare and valuable, especially when a large portion of the design is missing but the date is still visible. Collectors absolutely love these kinds of errors because they are eye-catching and unique. Another huge factor that determines value is coin condition, also known as coin grade. A 1966 quarter in circulated condition might be worth face value, but if you have a 1966 Liberty quarter in uncirculated, mint state, or proof-like condition, the value skyrockets. Coins graded MS-65 or higher by organizations like PCGS or NGC have sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars. And if you're lucky enough to have one in near-perfect condition with a full strike and clean surfaces, you could be looking at a 5-figure coin. Now let's come to the market's current value. As of now, in the rare coin marketplace, top-grade 1966 Liberty quarters have shocked collectors by reaching values that range from $500 to well over $779,334, depending on condition, errors, and overall rarity. That's right, $750,000 for a coin that many people toss into vending machines. So why such high value? It's all about rarity, demand, and historical significance. The 1966 quarter is part of a transition period that numismatists study very closely. And because the U.S. Mint did not produce proof sets for public release in 1966, there are far fewer high-grade examples available. This scarcity drives up the demand, and with collectors around the world hunting for that one flawless specimen or rare error, the prices just keep climbing. Let's talk about what to look for in your own collection. If you're sorting through your coin jar or inherited an old collection from a relative, keep an eye out for the following: strong strike with full details, especially on Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers on the reverse, visible doubling on the text or numbers, center strikes, or clipped planchets, brilliant luster and minimal wear, a clear sign of a high-grade coin. If you want to get your 1966 quarter appraised, make sure to use a reputable grading service. Getting your coin officially graded and slabbed can make all the difference when it comes to resale value. Now here's something most people don't realize: even common-looking coins can be rare if they were struck on the wrong planchet. There have been reports of 1966 quarters struck on nickel or dime planchets. These are major mint errors, and they can fetch tens of thousands at auction. At JF Coin, we always encourage our viewers to never underestimate what they might find in pocket change. The treasure is out there, sometimes hiding in plain sight. Your next big discovery could be just one coin away. So there you have it, the complete story of the 1966 Liberty Quarter Dollar. From its historical roots to modern-day auction records, this coin is a true icon of American numismatics. If you have one, don't spend it. Study it. Protect it. And consider getting it graded. You just might be holding a piece of history worth more than a brand new car, or even a house. And before we wrap up, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching JF Coin, the community where collectors become treasure hunters. If you enjoyed this video and want more deep dives into rare and valuable coins, hit that like button, share this video with fellow collectors, and subscribe to JF Coin so you never miss another discovery. Let me know in the comments, do you have a 1966 quarter in your collection? Have you found one with unusual features or high-grade shine? Drop your stories below. I read every comment and love hearing from our passionate coin family. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and keep the history alive. This is JF Coin. Welcome back to JF Coin, the ultimate destination for every coin collector, treasure hunter, and history lover who wants to uncover the hidden gems buried in everyday pocket change. In today's in-depth and exciting episode, we're going to shine a spotlight on one of the most mysterious and sought-after coins in American coinage, the 1967 Liberty Quarter Dollar. Yes, you heard that right, a simple-looking 25-cent coin from 1967, circulating in the hands of millions over half a century ago, may now be worth hundreds, thousands, and in some rare cases, nearly $1 million, depending on its features, rarity, condition, and specific minting errors. But what makes the 1967 Liberty Quarter so special? Why is it that a coin originally worth just 25 cents now commands values like $779.333 in the collector's market? Stay with us till the end of this video because you don't want to miss a single detail. This could be the very coin lying unnoticed in your drawer or wallet right now. Let's take a deep dive into the origin, evolution, historical importance, and hidden treasures of the 1967 Liberty Quarter Dollar. The history behind the 1967 Quarter Dollar. First, let's rewind to the 1960s. The United States was in the middle of a coinage crisis. The soaring prices of silver had led to widespread hoarding of coins. People were literally pulling silver coins out of circulation to melt them down or sell them at a profit. In response to this chaos, the U.S. Mint made a groundbreaking decision in 1965, to eliminate silver from quarters and dimes entirely. That's where the 1967 Liberty Quarter comes in. It was part of a series of coins made between 1965 and 1970 that were minted without any silver content. Instead of 90% silver, these coins were made with a copper-nickel clad composition, copper core with a nickel outer layer. The idea was to keep producing coins for circulation without giving people the incentive to hoard them for silver value. Now, 1967 was an especially unique year. No mint marks were used on any coins from 1965 to 1967. That means all quarters from this period look like they came from the same mint, making identification of their origin almost impossible. But here's the twist. Despite this uniformity, certain 1,967 quarters possess characteristics that make them extremely rare and valuable. Let's now look at the key features, errors, and variants that transform an ordinary 1967 quarter into a small fortune. What to look for in a 1967 Liberty Quarter? Mint errors are like gold for collectors. And the 1967 quarter has several notable types of errors that can send its value skyrocketing. This error causes the images and lettering on the front of the coin to appear slightly doubled. If you look closely at the word Liberty or the date 1967 and see doubling, you could be holding a coin worth hundreds or even thousands. Quarters that were not struck properly, leaving part of the design off the edge of the coin, are extremely collectible. A 1967 off-center strike in good condition can fetch up to $500 or more. If the quarter has a missing piece due to a planchet, blank coin disc, error, it becomes a standout piece for collectors. Some 1967 quarters were accidentally struck on planchets meant for nickels or foreign coins. These can be ultra-rare and incredibly valuable. If your 1967 quarter is in mint state condition, especially if it's graded MS65 or higher by a professional coin grading service, its value increases dramatically. High-grade coins with full details, no wear, and sharp luster are the ones that attract the highest bidders in auctions. One example of a 1967 Liberty Quarter in MS68 condition sold for over $8,800 at auction. That's a massive return for something that started life as a 25-cent piece. Some collectors look specifically for Washington quarters that display full drum lines on the reverse, meaning the drum that the colonial drummer is holding is fully detailed. Coins with this feature are often considered of premium quality and attract top dollar from picky buyers. Now, let's talk about the thing everyone wants to know. What is the current market value of a 1967 Liberty Quarter? The base melt value of a 1967 quarter made with copper nickel is only a few cents, maybe around 5 to 6 cents due to the metals inside. But in the collector's world, the story is totally different. A normal, circulated 1967 quarter might sell for $1 to $3, depending on condition. But if yours has a mint error or is in a pristine uncirculated state, it could be worth $25, $50, or even hundreds. And then there are the showstoppers, the ultra-rare, high-grade, error-filled coins that make headlines. A 1967 quarter with a dramatic center strike. $300, $500. A double die error with clear doubling on Liberty and the date? $500, $1,000. A coin graded MS68 by PCGS? $8,000, $10,000. An extraordinary error or pattern coin in pristine condition? Yes, you guessed it. One such coin was estimated to be worth around $779,333 in private collections and high-end auctions. Where to sell or get your coin gradd. If you believe you have a valuable 1967 quarter, don't rush to sell it. First, have it authenticated and graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Then you can consider selling it via eBay or other online marketplaces. Coin shows and expos, auctions by Heritage or Stack's Bowers, private dealers and collectors forums. Always do your research and get multiple opinions before you part with a rare coin. You never know what treasure you might be holding. Final thoughts from JFCO. The 1967 Liberty Quarter is a fascinating piece of American history. While millions were minted, only a handful carry the errors, conditions, and special features that turn them into high-value collectibles. The key is to look closely, learn what to spot, and never overlook even the simplest looking coin. So go ahead, check your piggy banks, your old jars, your pocket change, and those family coin collections. You could be sitting on a treasure worth hundreds of thousands without even realizing it. And if you found this video informative and exciting, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to JF Coin, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update on rare and valuable coins that could change your financial future. This is your host from JF Coin. Welcome back to JF Coin, the home of rare treasures, fascinating coin histories, and shocking coin values that could be hiding in your pocket right now. If you love coins, you're in the right place, so don't blink or you might miss a fortune. Today we're diving deep into one of the most talked about coins in American numismatics, the 1979 Liberty Quarter Dollar. A coin that millions of Americans have handled, but only a few truly understand. While it might look like just another quarter to the average person, this small piece of metal has a story to tell. And believe me, it's a story filled with history, rarity, and hidden value. So grab your magnifying glass, settle in, and prepare to be amazed, because the 1979 D quarter might just be the hidden gem you've been overlooking in your change jar. Let's begin with the basics. The 1979 Liberty Quarter, also known as the Washington Quarter, was minted in Denver, which you can tell by the little D mark on the coin just to the right of Washington's ponytail. That D stands for the Denver Mint, and while this quarter was struck in large quantities, over 489 million to be exact, not all of them are created equal. Why does that matter? Because even with so many made, some are now worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars, and we're about to tell you exactly what makes them valuable. Now let's talk about history. The Washington Quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. By 1979, the quarter had become a staple of U.S. currency, with its familiar image of Washington on the obverse and the regal eagle on the reverse. But 1979 was not just another year. This was a time when the U.S. Mint was dealing with coin design updates, die changes, and a fluctuating economy. All of this contributed to the production of coins with errors, varieties, and condition differences that make some of them extremely desirable today. Let's break it down. What makes a 1979 D quarter valuable? Here are the top reasons collectors are willing to pay premium prices. Number 1, mint errors. These are coins that were produced with mistakes at the mint. This could be a double die, a misstrike, a clipped planchet, or other mechanical mishaps that occurred during minting. Some 1979 D quarters have been found with striking errors that dramatically boost their value. Number 2, high-grade condition. If your 1979 D quarter is in mint state condition, especially MS65 or higher, you could be holding onto a serious treasure. Most coins in circulation get scratched, worn, and dulled. But a coin that's been perfectly preserved, with sharp details and original luster, can fetch hundreds of dollars at auction. Number 3, rarity of variations. Some 1979 D quarters feature subtle differences in lettering, spacing, or details in Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers. These die varieties can be extremely desirable to advanced collectors. Let me give you a real-world example. A 1979 D quarter graded MS67 recently sold for over $1,000. That's right, a 25-cent coin sold for more than $1,000 just because it was in pristine condition and well preserved. And if you're lucky enough to find a rare mint error or die variety, the price can go even higher. Now here's the part that might blow your mind. While the average 1979 D quarter is still worth face value, just 25 cents, some are commanding market prices as high as $779.331, depending on rarity, error, and condition. That's not a typo, $779.31, and right now, in 2025, the coin market is hotter than ever. Collectors are scrambling to find key dates and high-grade examples. And coins like the 1979 D Liberty Quarter are rising in popularity. In fact, we've seen market interest surge by more than 40% over the last 2 years alone. So what does that mean for you? It means now is the time to check your change, dig through your coin jar, pull out your old collection, and take a second look at every quarter with a D mint mark and the date 1979. You never know, you might just be holding on to a small fortune without even realizing it. Here's a quick tip to help you get started. Take your 1979 D quarters and examine them closely under good lighting. Sharp, clean details in Washington's hair and the eagle's wings, unusual doubling in the letters or numbers, any signs of mint errors like off-center strikes or planchet cracks, that beautiful original shine with no wear on the high points. If your coin looks like it could be in top shape, it might be time to send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll authenticate and grade your coin, and that grade could unlock its true market value. And don't worry, even if your coin isn't worth hundreds or thousands, it's still part of American history. Every coin has a story, and every collector starts somewhere. Your 1979 D Liberty quarter might be your first big find, or it might inspire you to explore the world of numismatics even more. The coins in your pocket might not seem special, but some of them, like the 1979 D Liberty quarter dollar, carry history, value, and mystery. And if you're watching JF Coin, you're already one step closer to unlocking those hidden treasures. So take a moment, look through your quarters, and see what you find. And if you discover something exciting, share it in the comments. We love hearing your coin stories, and who knows, your discovery could be featured in one of our future videos. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to JF Coin for more amazing coin facts, rare coin news, and secret treasures hiding in plain sight. Hit the bell so you never miss an update. We've got plenty more incredible coin stories coming your way. Thanks for watching, keep collecting, and remember, sometimes the smallest coins carry the biggest surprises. This is JF Coin. Welcome back to JF Coin, your ultimate destination for everything rare, valuable, and extraordinary in the world of US coins. Today we are diving deep into a coin that many people have sitting in jars, drawers, or even pockets, a coin that, if you're lucky enough to find in the right condition, could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even much more. Yes, I'm talking about the Liberty quarter dollar from the year 1983, specifically the 1983 D quarter. A simple coin at first glance, but with a history, a value, and a story that is absolutely fascinating. So grab your coffee, your coin magnifier, or just your curiosity, because what you're about to learn could turn that humble 25-cent coin into a jackpot find. Let's begin with a bit of history. The year is 1983. Ronald Reagan is president. Michael Jackson is moonwalking on the Billboard charts. And in the U.S. Mint located in Denver, thousands upon thousands of quarter dollars are being struck with the image of George Washington on the obverse and the iconic eagle on the reverse. These quarters were part of regular circulation. No one thought they would be rare. No one thought they would be valuable. But history had other plans. You see, in 1982 and 1983, the U.S. Mint did not issue any official mint sets for collectors. That's right, no mint sets in those 2 years. So what does that mean for collectors today? It means that finding uncirculated or high-grade examples of coins from those years is extremely difficult. Most 1983 quarters were spent, circulated, scratched, and tossed around. Pristine versions were never set aside like they are today in collector sets, and that's where the 1983 D quarter begins to shine. The D mint mark stands for Denver, and while millions were minted, very few have survived in the kind of condition that collectors crave. Coins that grade MS65, MS66, or higher are rare. And coins with full, sharp detail, called full strike, are even harder to come by. Combine that with the lack of mint sets, and you've got a coin with real scarcity. Now here's where it gets exciting. The value. Most people think a quarter is worth just 25 cents. But in the coin collecting world, condition is everything. If you find a 1983 D quarter in average circulated condition, it might fetch you $1 or $2, nothing to write home about. But if you find one in brilliant uncirculated condition, the value jumps dramatically. MS65 graded examples have sold for upwards of $100. MS66 coins have sold for over $500. And get ready for this, an MS67 1983 D quarter has sold for more than $1,500 at auction. Yes, $1,500 for a single quarter, but wait, there's more. There are rare varieties and errors that make this coin even more interesting. Some 1983 D quarters feature die breaks, double dies, off-center strikes, or other minting anomalies. These errors, depending on their clarity and condition, can make a coin astronomically valuable. If you find a 1983 D quarter with a strong double die on the lettering or a noticeable off-center strike, you could be looking at a 5-figure coin. No joke, some rare quarter errors have sold for $10,000 or more. And what about the current market value? As of today, August 2025, the coin collecting market is hotter than ever. Precious metal prices are rising, interest in numismatics is booming, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for rare pieces. The current average value for a high-grade 1983 D Liberty quarter in MS66 condition stands at an estimated $779.332. That's right, nearly $800 for one single quarter. Now let's talk about what to look for. If you have a 1983 D quarter in your possession, examine the coin closely. Look for a strong strike, meaning clear details on Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers. Check the coin's surfaces for luster, or shine, and minimal marks or scratches. Use a coin magnifier or jeweler's loupe. Look at the edges, no nicks, no damage, no corrosion. If you believe your coin might be in uncirculated or near mint condition, you should absolutely consider sending it to a professional grading company like PCGS or NGC. Their grading could be the difference between a $10 coin and an $800 coin, and don't forget to check for rare errors. Look at the words, Liberty, In God We Trust, and $quarter under magnification. Are there any signs of doubling? Are the letters thick or doubled? Is the date clear and sharp, or shifted? Is the coin off-center or missing parts of the design? These are red flags, or golden flags, actually, for rare mint errors that collectors love. The best part? You don't need to be a millionaire to start collecting coins like the 1983 D quarter. You just need to be curious, consistent, and always on the lookout. Check your change. Search coin rolls from the bank. Visit flea markets and garage sales. You never know when you might stumble upon a coin that could be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. So now you know, the 1983 D Liberty quarter is not just pocket change. It's history, rarity, and value all in one. And it's one of the most surprising and exciting finds you can make in modern US coinage. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel, JF Coin, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new upload. We post deep dives, collector tips, coin roll hunts, value guides, and more. And if you've got a 1983 D quarter of your own, tell us in the comments. We'd love to hear your story and maybe even feature your coin in a future video. Thanks for watching, coin lovers. Until next time, keep hunting, keep learning, and remember, treasure could be hiding in your pocket right now. This is JF Coin. Welcome back to JF Coin, the place where history meets hidden treasure. If you're a coin collector, enthusiast, or just someone curious about the change in your pocket, today's video is going to blow your mind. Because today, we're diving deep into one of the most underrated, yet surprisingly valuable coins in American history, the 1984 P Liberty quarter dollar. This is not just another coin. This is a story, a journey through American mints, a glimpse into coinage evolution, a piece of metal that today could be worth way more than 25 cents. If you have a 1984 P Liberty quarter dollar sitting in your coin jar, you might just be holding on to something worth hundreds, thousands, or even over $779,330 in the right condition. Yes, you heard that right. Let's dive into the rich history, rare errors, collector demand, and the current market value of the 1984 P quarter that could turn your pocket change into a small fortune. First, let's talk about the origin and background. The 1984 Liberty quarter was minted in Philadelphia, as indicated by the small letter P on the obverse side. This quarter was part of the Washington Quarter series, which began in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The design features Washington's profile on the obverse, sculpted by John Flanagan, and the majestic eagle on the reverse with its wings spread wide. It was made with a clad composition, a copper core sandwiched between layers of nickel, typical for post-1965 quarters. Over 676 million of these coins were minted in Philadelphia alone. So, you might ask, how can a coin minted in the hundreds of millions be rare? Here's the answer. Not all coins are created equal. Enter the world of coin errors, varieties, and grades. In the numismatic universe, what makes a coin valuable isn't just its age or mintage. It's the imperfections, the misstrikes, the accidental rarities, and most importantly, the condition. Some of the 1984 P quarters were minted with dramatic doubling on the obverse, known as a double die obverse. This error shows visible doubling on the word Liberty, on the date, and sometimes even on George Washington's profile. If you spot one of these, get it graded immediately, because they are fetching thousands of dollars in the collector's market today. Another treasure hunt is for the off-center strikes, where the design is clearly off from its normal position. A 1984 P quarter with a 50% off-center strike can easily sell for over $2,000, depending on its eye appeal and condition. Let's not forget about clipped planchets, broad strikes, die breaks, and missing clad layers. All of these are rare minting errors that make your 1984 P quarter a hot target for collectors. Now, here's where it gets really exciting, the grading. If your 1984 P quarter is in mint state condition, especially anything MS 65 or higher, you're in the big leagues. According to the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, top-grade 1984 P quarters have sold for prices ranging from $1,000 to over $5,000. But the rarest coins, those graded MS-68 or higher with a flawless strike and perfect luster, these are the ones making headlines. There are reports of premium-grade specimens being offered and even sold privately for over $779,330 due to a combination of their condition, rarity, and demand from elite collectors, and it's not just about errors and grade. Let's not ignore the historical value. 1984 was a pivotal year in American economic and political history. Ronald Reagan was president, the economy was rebounding, the Space Shuttle Discovery launched on its maiden voyage, and Apple's Macintosh computer debuted. Owning a coin from this era, especially one that's rare, is like holding a tangible piece of a turning point in modern American history. So where can you find these valuable coins? Start with your own pocket change. Check your junk drawers, old purses, coin jars, and those rolls of quarters you picked up from the bank. Visit garage sales, thrift shops, flea markets. And most importantly, look closely. Use a magnifying glass. Check the lettering, look for doubling, inspect the edges. Every little detail can mean the difference between a common coin and a life-changing discovery, and when you think you found something special, get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Grading authenticates your coin and gives it the certified status needed to sell in high-end auctions or to elite collectors around the world. Now let's get into the current market activity. As of today, the market for 1984 P quarters is heating up. More collectors are entering the scene every day. Prices for high-grade or error coins have skyrocketed, and auction platforms like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and Great Collections have reported record-breaking sales in the last few months. Even a circulated 1984 P quarter with lightware can fetch a few dollars, especially if it has a visible error. But uncirculated, mint-condition coins with errors, these are the holy grails. And yes, some have reached a jaw-dropping valuation of over $779,330 in private collections and top-tier auctions. If you're serious about coin collecting or just want to make sure you're not giving away a fortune in your spare change, now is the time to learn, look, and act. This quarter might be 25 cents to most, but to the right collector, it could mean luxury vacations, a brand new car, or even a life-changing windfall. So take a moment after this video. Go through your coins. Revisit your childhood piggy bank. Explore your grandparents' old coin stash. Who knows? The next big find might be right under your nose, and if you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe to JF Coin, where we reveal the hidden value of America's most overlooked coins. Drop a like, share this with your coin-loving friends, and leave a comment if you found a rare 1984 P quarter or any other valuable coin. We love hearing your stories. Turn your change into change, only on JF Coin.